Mr. Garage here, and during these COVID times, I was bored and I bought something I made a really stupid purchase, but also a genius purchase because I love Yamaha Warriors. And I bought the world's saddest Yamaha Warrior. There she is back there. This thing is just a mess. So, about 8, 9 years ago, the owner rolled it off a mountain and bent the hell out of the handlebars. The steering stem is virtually an L shape. The six-pack rack's bent, but the frame is good. And this thing pops up on offer up with title for $300. And I was like, sweet, that's a good deal. Dang, man. My son and I are looking at it. We're like, this is great. This is going to be a really cool project. I love Yamaha Warriors. I've had two of them. I had two back in the day. I bought them brand new, a 2000 and a 2001. And wife and I rode them all over Arizona. I mean, we took them to Mexico. We took them all over, and they were just bulletproof. And it really gave me kind of a sweet spot in my heart for Yamaha Warriors. I mean, they're not super powerful, but they got a good 6-speed, and they're just a good trail quad. And yeah, I'm super excited about this. My son's going to be helping out. He's going to be doing a lot of work on this, and it's going to be a really cool project. Now, we all drove down and to go pick this thing up, and we were calling it the Roach Coach before we got there because this thing is just beat. And what we didn't know at the time is the owner had a ton of spare parts. He'd actually bought a parts quad and parted it out and had all the parts to fix it, and he was giving us all these parts, and that was the coolest thing. So Chris, if you're watching this video, we really appreciate the deal on this thing. It's awesome. Even though it looks like a mess, we're going to be fixing this thing up, and we're going to be making this completely rideable because my daughter's Raptor 80 is just about getting too small for her, and this is going to be a perfect quad to step up for her. Or it's going to be cool to take people out if they want to go trail riding with us. We've got a spare quad. Now, let me kind of jump into, as you can see back there, the world's saddest Warrior. Let me jump into the parts we got on it and kind of just take a little bit of video and walk around the quad a little bit, and we'll go from there because this is going to be a long project. There's a lot to do. So yeah, let's get on this. All right, so here she is in all of her oxidized glory. So it really doesn't look that bad, but I mean, if you were in person here, the oxidation on this thing, I mean, it just feels like sandpaper. It's so thick. That's going to take a lot to bring these plastics back, but we're going to do it. The quad itself, overall, I mean, it seems to be in sound condition. The motor looks really good. The bottom looks really good. Everything is just filthy on it. The chain's rusted beyond belief because, well, you know, it's been left outside for all these years. Sad little 6-pack rack. You can see the bend in that. I'm going to try to straighten that out. Seat's going to need refinished. Like I said, we got to replace the steering stem, handlebars, most everything on the handlebars. That's, you know, the light rack's kind of bent and smashed up, but that happens to Warriors. We rolled both bars back in the day a couple of times, and the light housing is the first thing to go, so we got to get that all fixed up. But the frame is straight, even though it's got dorky pink shocks. The frame's straight, and you know, everything looks pretty darn good, so I don't think we're gonna have too much trouble bringing this guy back. We're gonna be getting off the trailer here today. We've got a ton of degreaser to put on there. We got to wash out this nasty greasy frame because it looks like it's leaking. I don't think it's leaking out the case. I think it's leaking out the covers, but we'll take a look and see what we find there. But spare parts, like I said, he had a parts quad. I couldn't believe it. We had no idea that any of this stuff was coming with it. So we got the steering stem. Handlebars I won't use, but there's a spare stator in there that he kept. Some kind of roached out lights. We had a throttle control. We got a new master cylinder because both of those are smashed all to crap. I got, let's see, complete A-arm brake assemblies, front suspension, a lot of good parts. Even though none of that is bent, the quad's actually pretty darn straight. None of that's bent, but I got all those parts free. That was really cool. It was a good deal. And we even got a spare case transmission set up without a top end on it, no jug or head. But yeah, there it is. We got that spare. I got no idea what the internals look like or if those were left out in the rain, but that was free, so that's cool. We got new gears if we need those. But yeah, this is going to be our project. So we got to get this thing, like I said, off the trailer and kind of get on it and start scrubbing down and get it in the garage because we got to start the teardown on this and seeing what we can do. Now, it doesn't have much aftermarket on it, which is a good thing. The only thing I really noticed that we got on here, we got a nice aluminum bottom skid plate. That was kind of cool. We got a swing arm skid plate on there, and then of course we had the bent 6-pack rack. So we got a few little upgrades, stock exhaust, but everything looks pretty good. we've got some cables and stuff that look like crap. Actually, that's a wire harness. My apologies for the brake switch. We're gonna have to, replace some of this, and there's definitely a lot of work to be done and a lot of cleanup, and we're gonna be spending a little bit of money on this, but that's okay at $300 for something I can make super reliable and make a good quad to cruise around on. I'm really happy with this. It's gonna be a fun project for my son and I, and kids can jump in and it'll be good. Yeah, I just hope there's no surprises, but the owner seemed really kind of honest about everything. Wasn't asking a lot of money, knew it wasn't, he didn't have a gym here, and for the amount of money paid and the amount of money I think I can get away with putting into it, I think we've got a good project, and I think it's going to be worth every penny of what we spent. So yeah, next videos we'll be cleaning, kind of making a parts list. This will be a multi-part series, and we're going to get this thing fully restored, and hope you guys watch and hang out with us. And I can't wait for the day to come when we fire this thing up and get it running. So I'll talk to you guys soon.